this is weird. Turns out our oldest known vertebrate ancestors had 4 eyes, and evolution did a lot of weird stuff before it got it right, and we'll talk about it. The first thing you gotta know is that evolution doesn't look for perfect, it looks for good enough, and some animals on the earth today have 3 eyes. Yes, that's a Tuatara. They have a little false eye in the center of their forehead. It's their pineal gland that tells them if it's light or dark. They're also a very ancient animal. They're also threatened by cats, as most things are. Another fun fact about these little guys is that they are almost warm-blooded. Yes, they are heterotherm, so unlike lizards, which have to get most of their heat from the outside of their bodies, they also produce their own. It lets them run around at night. Our pineal gland is also involved with light and dark, except it doesn't actually see things. It does help us regulate melatonin production, which helps us sleep. Some of us sleep. Not me. I don't sleep. In case you couldn't figure that out. There's a reason why I post at 4 a.m. Now, roughly 500 million years ago, our vertebrate ancestors, that is something with a backbone, were trying to get the whole eye situation correct, and some of the oldest had 4. Now, they did originally think that the other 2 eyes were nares, but recent electron microscopy has demonstrated that yes, they were likely eye sockets. They had 2 large ones and 2 smaller ones. I couldn't tell you why. It worked. There are also some of the cutest little diagrams that they have here in this paper. Oh, to be a 4-eyed ocean monster. They don't have to pay taxes. I don't think they did anyway. Now, when we're trying to assemble ancient animals, we do get it wrong some of the time. Hallucigenia is one of my favorite, and it's something you might have learned about if you ever took evolution. They had to assemble that thing, and when they first did, they got it upside down. They weren't entirely sure if those spikes were legs or spikes. Turns out they were kind of like a deep-sea porcupine. I mean, really, you tried to assemble that thing. Originally, they thought that bulb over to the left was its face, as a larger head, which kind of looks like the animals we know today. But more recent evidence has found that it has a tiny head. This is a more recent SketchUp of it, and you can see over there to the left, it would have this little thing, this little bulb face, and it probably ate detritus material. I mean, that's what they think. It could be a predator, for all we know. Nobody's hanging out hundreds of million years ago and watching them, although I would. I shouldn't have said that on the internet, huh? I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Horses have 1 finger, it's really their middle finger, and they walk on it. All their other digits disappeared, and that is pretty freaking weird. Especially with the fact they basically don't have muscle in their entire lower leg. It just doesn't seem like a good model, and I don't even have to mention the fact that they have to be standing up at all times or their heart doesn't work. I mean, if somebody designed a horse, they did a pretty poor job. It's just like people playing Spore out here. Not to mention they are a 1,000-pound prey animal, and humans made it worse because we decided to ride them into war. Horses are afraid of their own shadow, okay? If a sprained ankle meant the end of me, I would probably be afraid of everything too. But they did evolve from a much more conventional ancestor. Horses came from something that had multiple toes and was kind of the size of a cat. I could imagine something like that running around on Earth right now. Don't even get me started on all the weird things that evolution tried with sharks before we decided on what we have now. You know that sharks are older than trees. They're older than the North Star. They've been around for over 100 million years. That is 450 to 500 million years, give or take. And we've had megalodon, we've had 70-foot long sharks. We've had this wacky guy with a circular saw for a face. The point is, evolution doesn't do perfect. If you can survive long enough to have progeny, and those progeny survive long enough to have progeny, that is all you have to do, which explains a lot of things. I hope you've enjoyed this. Follow for more.